Hey guys, so today we are here at Moraine Lake Lodge, and this video is to show you the difference between the Moraine Lake Lodge and the Emerald one.
If you haven't seen already, this is the link to our Emerald Lake Lodge vlog.
Correct.
Watch it, but after this video.
The purpose of this video is to show you the key differences, like the pricing or the amenities. What are the main differences between the two places?
The first thing is the pricing. So pricing wise, we paid around $1,100 Canadian to stay at the Moraine Lake Lodge for one night. Whereas we paid around $400, actually not $400, it's around $450 in Emerald Lake Lodge for one night.
Now you can see that it's a huge difference, like a big difference.
Exactly. The other thing which you should know before you actually come here is that you will have your designated parking in this lodge. Once you book, they'll send you a day pass for the parking, and then when you come here, you'll show it to the security and they'll let you in, and then you'll have your own parking. So you don't have to worry about parking in Moraine Lake, which is actually a very big problem. Believe me when I say it, you will hardly get any parking if it's a peak season, which September is. But the staff was very nice. I mean, when we checked in, they had a very smooth process. The receptionist, she took us around the whole lodge and showed us where our room is, what the amenities are, which was pretty sweet of her. Yeah. And she also helped us with the luggage. We had to come here in a golf cart because obviously we have some luggage. And we are content creators. We have a lot of luggage.
She also helped us in booking the dinner and all these things. So she was very helpful.
She was very helpful. So the staff wise, I would say this one is better than Emerald Lake Lodge.
Yeah. Apart from that, the major difference, what I feel is the amenities actually, and the whole place. Moraine Lake Lodge, it looks like properly maintained. They are keeping it updated, like the structure wise, it is remodeled kind of. But when you see the Emerald Lake Lodge, we already talked about that thing in that video itself. That's kind of old. I don't know whether they are doing the maintenance of that. Yeah, they are not actually maintaining that place, I think.
The room here is definitely better than Emerald Lake Lodge.
Oh yeah, definitely.
As you can see here, there's a fireplace. They had a fireplace in Emerald Lake Lodge as well, but to be honest, it was not really very pleasing.
Yeah.
But here, the way they have constructed the room, it's not a very big room, even though it's a deluxe room.
Yeah.
But it's very nicely done. We like the vintage look of here.
Exactly.
And the view,
Me too.
of course,
Me
the view.
actually, a lot.
As you can see here, the view is amazing.
Amazing. And I feel like it's better than the Emerald one, because the challenge with the Emerald one, the issue is the trees, they block the whole view of the mountains. When you step out in the lobby, you just see the trees actually. You can't see the mountains outside.
To be honest, as you can see, there are some trees here as well, but still you can see
But
the lake.
yes,
It's
still.
definitely a better view. And of course, I mean, the other things like how the food is and everything, we're going to keep telling you.
Yeah,
But
we just came here, so it's the start.
So why are we wasting time in talking? Let's just go and explore the Moraine Lake Lodge.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Unlike Emerald Lake Lodge, Moraine Lake Lodge is only accessible during the summer months from June 1st to September 30th. Moraine Lake Lodge offers complimentary Wi-Fi in the rooms along with the other parts of lodge. But
So that's the stupid part. Here they have the Wi-Fi at the lodge, but it's not working. At Emerald, they didn't have the Wi-Fi at all. So in both the places, like, it's all.
one thing common between the both lodges is that it is nestled in a breathtaking valley in the Canadian Rocky Mountains. Another difference between the two lodges is that Moraine Lake Lodge has a gift shop where you can buy clothing, handbags, accessories, jewelry, Rocky Mountain designed souvenirs, as well as specialty food products. Both the lodges have a cafe, but the cafe at Emerald Lake is mostly booked for weddings, whereas this cafe is open for both day users and overnight guests. The cafe offers deli food, pastries, sandwiches and beverages, and is overlooking the gorgeous snow-capped mountains. Moraine Lake Lodge also has a beautiful and spacious library which serves as a common room to relax after a hike, meet other travelers and read quietly by the fire. But unfortunately, this area is only accessible to overnight guests and restricted to day users. Now let's talk about recreational activities such as pool, jacuzzi or gym. Moraine Lake Lodge doesn't have any amenities out of the three, but Emerald Lake Lodge has a jacuzzi, which though was under renovation when we stayed there. Alright, now let's talk about one of the most important topics, food. To be honest, both lodges had limited food options, but the restaurant at Moraine Lake Lodge is known as Walter Wilcox Dining Room and is an upscale and elegant restaurant, also very popular with a large selection of wines. The best thing about this restaurant is that it has massive glass windows which gives the spectacular views of Moraine Lake. Right now it's dark, but let me show you the view in the morning. Gorgeous, right? If I'm being honest, this restaurant can definitely be considered for a formal style date night, as it is graced by a large stone fireplace and an elegant Rocky Mountain interior. But the drawback is it has a very small standard bar at the entrance, whereas Emerald Lake Lodge has a decent sized cozy dedicated bar area. The dinner here at Moraine Lake Lodge includes some bread and some delicious tips. We loved the presentation here, and the bread here was yummy. For appetizers, we ordered a brie and it was delicious. Since we didn't have a lot of entree options to choose from, we shared a chicken dish and it wasn't too bad. For dessert, we ordered a cheese king and it was awful. So the dinner is over, so I thought I should give you a very honest review. The food was alright, but what I want you to know is the server, there are two servers who served us actually. One of them was very nice, but I want to talk about the other one, and this is the one which I'm talking about. She was really mean and, to be honest, kind of racist as well. I saw her being very nice to the other people, but this one was not good to us. She kept making these faces and expressions whenever we asked her something, and it was very obvious that she was not very keen in serving us, because the place was not bad. Other servers were really nice too, but it's only this person who probably had a bad day. I don't know, but I personally feel that if you're in this field, which is like a front-facing field, you should always be in a good mood. You have to be. You have to put a front-facing, good face in there. And if you can't, then you should be on a back-end job. But here you need to put a good face, because people are coming here for experiences. And so what we have felt is here, the food was all right, but the server made it a bad experience. And I really wanted to call it out, because we are giving an honest review on everything. So, for this one. After the awful experience, we returned to our room and chilled for a bit. So we just finished dinner and we came back to our room. And I just realized a few things which I think we did not tell you yet. So we were talking about the differences between this lodge and the Emerald Lake Lodge. Here you will have the bathrobes and then in Emerald Lake Lodge there were none. The second is, actually it's basically a similarity between the two lodges. Both the lodges basically do not have TVs. It's because probably here people just come here for hiking and they don't really want to watch TV. But millennials like us, it's like even if we're hiking in the morning or afternoon, it's a relaxation for us. So I think a place like this should definitely have TV. The other thing which I want to tell you is, in Moraine Lake Lodge, there are no phones in the room. So for example, if there's an emergency or you want to call the reception and tell them that, you need something, or, like in Emerald Lake Lodge, we had the phone and I could just tell them that we're checking out, could you just prepare our bill and things like that. You don't have the opportunity here. You have to go to the reception to talk to them or complain about anything if you want to. Other than that, there is no AC in both the rooms. It's probably because their temperature is low in the nights and people are out in the afternoon. That could be a reason. Now, I'm going to set aside these two lodges and talk to you about an Airbnb we stayed at in Radium Hot Springs. That place was not even 10% money of these lodges, and that was a very, very comfortable stay. It was a very, very personal experience. The view was amazing as well. Of course, we didn't have the Emerald Lake view and the Moraine Lake view, but even the view outside was really, really nice. We had mountains, we had trees, and that is the whole thing about Western Canada, to be honest. There we paid, I think, around $550 Canadian for 5 days. We had a full kitchen, we had TV, we had a bedroom, we had a living room, we had everything we wanted, a free parking, and even the hosts were so amazing. If you guys want, comment below and let us know if you want the link to the Airbnb, and we'll be happy to provide you with that, because that place definitely deserves a recommendation. So if you're interested, let us know and we will give you the link to that. That's in Radium Hot Springs, which is around 1.5 hours away from Emerald Lake Lodge and around 2 hours away from Moraine Lake Lodge. Now coming back to these two lodges, of course they are commercial lodges, and to be honest, we wouldn't really want you to stay in Moraine Lake Lodge if you want to have a budget-friendly trip. So if you want to come to Moraine Lake, you can always come here without staying here. It's just that, yes, of course, the parking is easier and everything else. And if you want to get up early and then just go outside and see the Moraine Lake, that's easier too. But to be honest, talking about the money, it's not worth it. You can drive 1.5 hours or 2 hours and stay in a place like Radium Hot Springs and stay in an Airbnb. If you want to save money, you should probably stay somewhere else and just come here. Yes, you'll have to come really early because the parking gets full really quickly here because people want to come here see the sunrise. So in that case, yes, you'll have to come early. That is definitely a disadvantage, but you have to compare, you have to see what is more important for you, saving money or convenience. We actually met a lot of people while we were hiking to Peto Lake, and they told us that they came here and they slept in the parking lot and they could come here and they didn't have the problem of parking here and they could just go and see the sunrise. And a lot of people do that too. So if you're okay with doing that, if you're up for doing that, that's actually an excellent way of seeing Moraine Lake without just breaking your bank staying here, because it is an expensive resort. Yes, it's $1,100 for a night, which is a lot for an average person, and we totally understand that. With God's grace, we can afford it right now, but honestly speaking, if we were not able to, we would have found other options, and you should too. If you think that it's too expensive, and if you can come here and then sleep in the car, because a lot of people do that, they come here and sleep in the car at night and then just get up in the morning and go and see the sunrise and then go back driving. So if you can do that, that's actually an excellent way of doing it too. So anyways, that was our honest review. Now we're going to go and just enjoy and relax in our patio for a couple of hours before we go to sleep, and then we'll talk to you in a bit. So this is the end of the night, guys. We have to sleep early today because tomorrow morning we are going to catch the sunrise, and that is the reason we are staying at this lodge, to be honest. And if we don't do that, then it's a waste of time. The sunrise is going to be at 7 a.m. That's what we have been told. So we are going to get up at 6 and just go.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah. And
but
that's a little bit of a hike which we have to do to get the best spot. And since a lot of people actually sleep in the parking lots here just to get that sunrise shot, we'll have to be there early.
See, that's what you need to do when you want to create good content. It's tough, but it's fun also at the same time.
So by the way, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, do it now, because that's what we do to get the great content for you guys.
We keep noticing this thing that a lot of you guys who have watched our videos, who are watching our videos, you guys have not yet subscribed to the channel, and it's a support for us. If you subscribe to the channel, it'll be a two-way process, guys. If you subscribe, we get motivation to make such videos for you, and for you it's just a button. And if you already are watching our videos and you like them, why not to go ahead and subscribe, right? So go ahead and subscribe now. And we'll see you tomorrow. And cheers to that.
Good night.
Good night.
Before I go to bed, I wanted to tell you one more difference which I found out here. There was a small wine bottle which was complimentary in Moraine Lake Lodge, and some muffins with it. To be honest, they have kept it inside the cupboard, which generally people will not even open. So I don't know what was the purpose of doing that. They should have at least kept it outside. But they do have this extra. It's a very small bottle. It's, I think, 500 ml, not even the full bottle. But they have it extra here, which was not there in Emerald Lake Lodge. The other thing which I remember to tell you was the breakfast is included here in the price of the room rate. So we don't know how the breakfast is going to be tomorrow morning. You have to come here and make the reservations and tell them what time you want to have it, and then they will make reservations for you. But that is complimentary. Now tomorrow morning we'll tell you how the breakfast was, but in Emerald Lake Lodge there was nothing complimentary, so I did want to tell you this thing. Good morning, people. It's 6 o'clock and we are all set to go and see the sunrise at the Moraine Lake. Let's go so that we get a spot. Alright, let's go. It's so dark. You have to use the phone light, and if you don't see it, there are some people already climbing it. They have their flashlights on, so that's how we know. Let's rock and roll quickly before we lose our spot. That's how it works in Moraine Lake. Chalo, chalo, chalo. All we are doing is following the flashlights because we hardly can see anything now.
Oh my god, look at it.
Wow.
Look at it, how beautiful it's looking. The moon behind the mountain.
Look at that. That's like around 6:10 in the morning.
Come on.
So beautiful. Okay, we gotta run. Let's go. You have to be careful with the stairs here. The steps are a little bit tricky. So get your coffee before coming in here. Otherwise you can stumble. So I asked Deepak to run because I'm recording on the way, and you can see These steps make your heart go pop, pop, pop. Almost there. It looks so beautiful. Can't wait to see the sunrise. Let's keep walking. As you can see, there are already a lot of people waiting here to get a good spot to enjoy the sunrise. Let me tell you, visiting Moraine Lake at sunrise requires a lot of patience and advanced planning. A pro tip for you, if you want the best views of Moraine Lake, you need to hike to the top of the Rock Pile Trail, which is an easy to moderate 15-minute hike from the lodge. The reason why this spot is so famous during sunrise is because the water is at its stillest and can give you a spectacular reflection. Also, the light is at its best, no glare or no sun reflecting off the water, and perfect backlighting, which makes it very popular for photographers and content creators. We would also recommend going a bit further to the bigger pile to capture the perfect mirror shot. Also, wear comfortable footwear and bring a good winter jacket because it gets really cold there in the morning. Even though the view is breathtaking, this lake is now one of the most popular spots in Western Canada, which makes it annoyingly crowded. We'd also like to suggest all the content creators out there that after taking some good content, turn off your creative minds and just sit there staring at the lake and soak in all the beauty along with the fresh air. By the way, while at the top, don't just sit around near Moraine Lake, also check out the other sides because you will find views on all the sides there. Also, to remind you that best time of the year is June through September as Access Road is closed for the rest of the year. Talking about breakfast, which by the way, unlike Emerald Lake Lodge, is complimentary with the room rate of Moraine Lake Lodge. The continental breakfast buffet is average at best and only offers limited options. We were not impressed with it, but at least something was free, you know. Along with the complimentary breakfast, Moraine Lake Lodge also offers complimentary afternoon tea from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. and is served in the library, but there are no good options. Next, let's talk about canoeing. The canoeing is more expensive at Moraine Lake Lodge, but if you're staying at the lodge, it is complimentary for an hour, whereas it is $90 at Emerald Lake Lodge no matter if you're staying as a guest or not. Both the lodges have trails to hike around with great views. We would highly recommend, no matter if you're staying at the lodge or just coming as a day user, walk around, spend some time enjoying the views because here you can see nature at its best. We would also recommend taking a complimentary guided tour at Moraine Lake Lodge if you have some time. Well, this was it. This concludes our vlog, guys. Now you must be wondering what is the conclusion? Which one is better?
Yeah.
Well, so do you want to go first?
Yeah, like if you want. So my viewpoint is like I was expecting a lot when we came last night, but I didn't get much of a feel here. I still find like Emerald Lake Lodge was a little better than this one. I don't know, this is my viewpoint.
I have to say I agree with him on this one. The reason being the amount of price they are charging. The experience is not as par with that. It's too crowded. I don't know, maybe it's just a season, it's a peak season, that is why. But if you're coming in September, it's going to be really crowded. So you really have to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
And especially if you're a content creator, then it's going to be a little difficult because there's so many people around you. It's even one shot to get one good shot. It's going to be difficult. So yeah, that's our honest review and honest opinion.
Yeah.
And as we have already told you, it's not a sponsored video. So everything we said is totally our experience. Well, hope you found this video helpful. If you did, you know what you have to do. But if you don't, let me tell you, like the video so that we get motivated to make such videos again. And if you haven't subscribed,
yes, it's important for us.
Anyways, on that note, we'll see you in the next one, guys. Hope you take care of yourself. Bye. Oh, well, hope you found it useful. Hope you found this What just happened? Can you see this sentence, please?
So this concludes our Moraine Lake. Oh, यार मैं तो बहुत